Yo guys! So, welcome to the first ever Berkeley High Soccer podcast. We've got a great group of hosts for you today. My name is Eli. I've been playing soccer my whole life since I was 5. I've played for Berkeley High Soccer for 2 years, and I'm a senior.
I'm Seth Pearson. I've been playing since I was probably like 5 also. 3 years on Berkeley High Soccer, 2 NCS championships. Yeah.
I'm Jack Ferris. I've been playing soccer since I was like 4 years old, and I've been on Berkeley High Soccer for 2 years and 1 NCS championship.
My name's Kinley. Been playing soccer since I was 5. Played on Berkeley High varsity for 2 years. Won an NCS championship. It was wonderful.
Alright, let's just begin by talking about a little Berkeley High Soccer history. So you have to go back all the way to 2004 for when Berkeley won its first NCS championship. And then there was a long drought. And Berkeley got a couple semifinals, quarterfinal, but like always couldn't make it through in playoff time until 2 years ago when we were sophomores. And we won in penalties against De La Salle. Crazy game, crazy season. But like the year after that was a rebuilding year, not as talented and mainly younger team. Hella like maybe not as strong leadership. And like we would consider that a rebuilding year, and we got quarterfinals, but like you could tell it wasn't there was something missing. And like, what do you guys think was like the main difference between this year's team and the team last year?
Definitely leadership. That was kind of the one thing that I think tipped it for us. I felt like last year leadership was something that lacked. There weren't as many seniors. Obviously we had 16 seniors this year.
Yeah.
And I think that makes a huge difference. And last year it was 5 maybe.
And they didn't show up most of the time.
Yeah. No, I mean they were cool.
Yeah, they're
Love
nice.
them, but
They're nice.
Great players.
Yeah,
that's true. Great
great
players.
players.
Great players.
Good guys.
They just weren't very dedicated to soccer, which nothing wrong with that. It's just we were looking for something more.
So like, what do you think we did differently this year?
Well, I think like creating that team culture, because there were playing with those seniors that maybe weren't as good leaders. There were a lot of negatives, but it kind of showed us what not to do and how we could change it for the future. And so like, starting this season as seniors, we kind of came together and talked and made it our goal to make that inclusive, cohesive community. And as seniors, talk about how it was our role or our job to be the leaders and the captains, and so that the younger kids could look up to us and we would eventually lead our team to victory.
Yeah, I think like when I was a sophomore, it would be like at the end of practice, seniors would be like sophomores, like go move the goals, go clean up shit. And like that's one style of leadership, and I think it was effective, but that's not what we were going for. We were wanting like equals and like sophomores to be a part of it, juniors to be a part of it. And like everyone that saw our team and like in the locker room, you could like tell it's a community.
Yeah. I think I agree with you fully. I think the whole culture thing is really important. It kind of can make or break a team. But Seth, since you're the one that played sophomore year when you guys won the last NCS championship, how do you think that the sort of team culture compared from then to now?
One thing is like hella of us have played together since we were like 5, so we all knew each other, we knew what we liked, we knew how we played. We were all friends going in. And like sophomore year, like I looked up to those guys a lot and I respected them, but there was a hierarchy, and it was like seniors tell you what to do, and then like juniors do their thing, and like sophomores you listen, you play, but like you don't tell people what to do. And like that's one style, but like that was different, and like ours was more cohesive.
I think we definitely like saw some of that this past year within like where we would notice some underclassmen or like juniors maybe like taking leadership roles where it was good to show leadership, but sometimes you might think like maybe they're stepping outside their boundaries of like what they can and can't say to other team members, and like how they react to other team members and different situations. So I think definitely like setting some sort of hierarchy is important, because just to show respect to like the seniors on the team, because the sophomores, juniors, they're looking up to them. So I think that's important, but it can create a bad culture, like a hazing culture in a way.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. Like, when you try and establish that community where everyone is equal, you may have some people step out of their place and try and kind of like, what's the word? Assert themselves above others when maybe it's not necessarily warranted. But I think I think as seniors we did a really good job to combat that and ensure that no one was made to feel lesser by someone else.
Yeah.
But that everyone felt respected.
Like, you gotta know your role. I feel like Dylan gave speeches, and like Phil was the hype man, and like you were our main leader, and that was effective. And like the one thing is like Kalani's a captain on our club team, but I felt like he kind of stepped back a little bit in terms of like his leadership role, which is, I mean, everything worked out well.
And honestly, with even on club, like, he's a captain, but it's not like he's like doing that much like that outside.
Everyone has like
regular
different
players.
leadership.
Yeah.
He leads by example.
Yeah, exactly.
And you need like different types of leaders on the team.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's talk just like briefly about like the actual success we had, not to like brag or anything, but
we were pretty damn successful.
our record 24-1-4. Alright, the one loss, the last game of the season, penalty kick shootout, complicated game, terrible field,
Arguable.
haven't gotten over that one, stupid game.
Technically, it's not supposed to count as a loss.
Alright, let's see. So we tied our first game. Let's see, 103 goals over the course of the season. Undefeated in league. But how many goals did we score in NCS? 4.
Plenty.
7, 9. 17 goals in NCS. 2 own goals. One on me. What else? Like, no one beat us.
We won our league, won NCS.
Best GPA in the Northwest section.
Best GPA. Yeah, I think that really says something about our team also, because soccer season is the high school season is super demanding. You have practice every single day after school. You have games like 2-3 times a week, and the games are like, they take a long time, because if they're away, you're driving really far, you get back late at night, you're like, I'm too tired to do homework, I'm just going to go to sleep. And then so on top of that, you have to manage 6 classes that aren't easy. And I think the fact that we have such like a good team GPA says something about our characters and about the people on our team.
Yeah. Besides like stats, what do you guys think was like the highlight of your seasons, if anything?
Personally, or like as a team?
Either.
I mean, as a team, it's kind of obvious.
Yeah.
If you win the NCS championship, that's kind of
that's what we set out to do.
I mean, yeah, that's like from the beginning of the season. It's like, all right, this is our main goal. This is what we're gonna do. And I mean, so that felt good to do that. And
good.
I think as a team, that was our highlight.
Yeah.
I think obviously there's NCS, but like a really surreal moment for me was the game against Amador Valley, which was semi-final, right?
Yeah.
There was a ton of people there, and it was like highly anticipated game. They were pretty much our equals. We had tied them early in the season, and we just stomped on them. And it wasn't even a real game. We dominated, and like I feel like that was a real statement game where we kind of showed what we were about. So that game sticks out to me.
One of my like biggest highlights, well, obviously as a team winning NCS, just brought all of us so much closer with people that on the team that we hadn't really even talked to before, that had just come up from like JV or something. We were now like a community, and we like knew each other so well all of a sudden. But also the game after we won NCS, we went to the state tournament, which like there were mixed feelings about that, because we were on such a high. Like we were all like, it was like we were exhausted. Like we have to go play more games. We don't want to
27 games in
27 games. Yeah, we don't want to lose our undefeated. Like you're undefeated. You don't want to lose that, and that can happen in any game that you play. because you never know what's going to happen. So I think the biggest, like the most exciting part for me was when we beat Montgomery in the first round of the state tournament. Because before it, I wasn't like looking that forward to the game. I was like I don't really want to play now. Like we just won. Like what if we lose? This team's good. They were also undefeated, and when we just like dominated them and showed that we were so much better and made ourselves the only undefeated team in Northern California, that was really exciting.
It felt good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, one highlight was just going undefeated. Because, like, that's just so hard to not lose a game. Like, every game you can't, like, maybe there's a bad referee call, maybe someone scores a really nice goal. We never lost. There were games when down 3-1 against Montgomery with 5 minutes left. I honestly didn't think
I
we
thought
had
it
a
was
chance.
over. I thought it was done.
And then we did it. Like, Amador down 1 goal, 5 minutes left. We did it again. Sammy and I'm not trying to. So, like, we didn't do it, and like different people stepped up at different times, and like
that's true.
And like sometimes we had off days, and like but like we never. I mean, we lost at the end, but like all right, whatever.
I mean, also something that I just found interesting was that like what was the first game of the season? Monte Vista. Right, and we went and tied 1-1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And from there, like
coach's fault.
all right,
Okay,
that's not irrelevant. But
First game of the season.
because we had set out the whole thing from the beginning was like, all right, quarterfinals last year, sort of a disappointing result. We wanted to do better, and this year it was like, all right, we're gonna make up for that, and we're gonna go win NCS. And then you go out and in your first game tie 1-1 against Monte Vista. It was a decent team. They're good, but they're beatable.
Yeah.
In that moment, I don't want to interrupt, but I was like, shit, nothing's changed from last year.
Yeah,
But,
that was a scary moment. But the fact that we kind of like, I don't know, like we got past that. You know, it's not like encouraging to go out and play a team you know you should beat in your first game of the season and tie 1-1. And then we kind of like, I don't know, we just bounced back from that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was sort of a moment that, or like,
a turning point.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think another thing that was just super cool this year that I didn't see in my other 2 years on the team was like the fan base and the community, and it didn't feel like yes, they came to watch us play, but like they were participating also, and like I felt like each game, like sometimes we weren't in it and they gave us a lift, and like maybe we'd be down a goal and they'd start like, I believe that we will win, and you want to play for the fans, and like sometimes in the rain, umbrellas, like you don't want to be there, but they're there for us, but they're also there because they were having a good time. And like I know people that say like this was the highlight of my high school career, going to these games, and like I know people that like became friends because of like just watching together. So like just like I feel like Berkeley, like people don't go to football games really. Like social outings are like usually pretty exclusive. But like this is something everyone could come, everyone could like watch. You pay a couple dollars, but like everyone comes to watch, like support someone. Like that's bigger than yourself.
And I think that gets at like almost like the theme of our season, which was just community. Like we've already touched on how as seniors we wanted to come in and create a cohesive community within the team, but we also did that within Berkeley High and then in like the greater Berkeley as a whole. Just like bringing people together to enjoy like a sport that we all love. Like it made the season that much more special, just knowing that people were there and like excited and just as excited as we were about the games.
Yeah, the number of people there was crazy.
Yeah.
Shout out all the fans.
Yeah.
Shout out Oscar, Lev,
Noah.
They
Liam,
really
a little
held
bit.
it down. Yeah, no way.
No
way
way.
is crazy.
No hate.
But yeah, especially the first three, Oscar, Lev, and Noah. They kind of like they wrote out songs for like everyone on the team.
Yeah.
Each players they didn't even know, never met before, and they just went and like wrote cheers for them, and that's something that doesn't just happen and has never happened before at Berkeley High, and like I think that definitely like separates us from like all the away games that we traveled to.
They drove a couple hours sometimes.
They were at every single game.
Yeah, exactly, and like they were there, and the other team's fans were like not there, and definitely not making noise. What was the De La Salle game, the NCS final? We were out there. It was at De La Salle, and it was like
they got there
our,
like an hour
our
early
side
to be in
was
traffic.
our side was louder than theirs, and that's
crazy.
man, De La Salle
I
stepped the
think-
game up.
Yeah. Also, I think like the way that they supported is just like super commendable. Like you would go to away games and fans would focus on heckling us rather than like supporting their team, or you'd have like little pockets of friend groups where they're supporting one player.
Mhm.
But Oscar Levino, as you said, wrote songs for everyone. Like they were singing for us, like rooting us on, and yes, they were heckling the other team, but like it was a focus on like supporting us, which was like super helpful and awesome.
I think also like when Oscar particularly would do like his oi 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 cheer, which is like ridiculous. He's like shouting gibberish, but like everyone responds like oi oi oi.
The parents,
and, like
the parents,
the
were
parents
there.
love that.
And,
My
like-
mom would talk about that like every
Yeah,
day.
it's
like,
not-
This is so great.
It's like people like it's weird to be yelling random shit, but like people
Yeah, it's
kind of
awkward.
drop the insecurity because it's
Yeah.
bigger than themselves.
Yeah.
and it's like we're a part of this.
Yeah. Last year there was nobody singing. Parents were just not
Yeah.
involved. Like
Yeah.
they were there to watch their kid, but then I feel like this year is more like a social event. You
Yeah.
know?
Mhm.
Like,
People
you know,
have
even
fun
on the
together.
adult side, like random people showing up that just don't even go to Berkeley High or anything. They just come out and watch games, and like that's what it's all about. Really.
What also, like, what I think people like Oscar are doing is like almost paving the road for years to come. Like we've talked about a lot, like as the season came to an end, like creating traditions. And I can guarantee you, my younger brother has already talked about wanting to be like the Oscar of next year, and like because he's seen how fun and exciting it is to like cheer for your school and root your friends on, and so, I mean, I'm just excited to see in the future how these traditions hold, and I'm sure that they will. And I think we created a lot of traditions this year, like the Viking clap,
The
singing,
song, locker room.
yeah,
Locker room
Yeah.
chants, yeah.
and it's just fun knowing that we were able to like leave our mark on something that meant so much to us and will mean so much to other people in the future.
Yeah.
And like I was talking to you guys about this earlier, but like just yesterday we heard about a 5th grader who like lives in El Cerrito and plays soccer, and like after coming to our games wants to transfer to Berkeley so we can play for Berkeley High Soccer. And that's like
That's
testament to
crazy.
like what he's seen, and like everyone that like witnessed it just wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah.
I feel like, I mean, we just touched on a lot there, but is there any like thing you've learned that we haven't discussed from this season, or was like some takeaways you have, or like I don't know, like how do you keep the memory alive, stuff like that?
Big scarf they gave us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hang it in my dorm.
Yeah.
Keep the memory alive.
I think doing things like this, talking about it and like reflecting on the season, like this podcast can like, it's like, I don't know, talking, it's like super nostalgic to talk about, but it's also like reignites that like love and like passion that you had for high school soccer.
And like also like creating something that I learned was like the more you have a community before the soccer team, the more the soccer team will like collaborate together and play well together and perform at their best ability. Because we were all like most of us, like us 4 and like 5, 6 other people have been playing on a team with the same coach for like playing on the team for like 5, 6 years together, and that was like a testament to like the chemistry we had and how we were able to play on the field together, but it also shows like the bonds that we had with each other off the field.
Yeah, it's just more fun to play with your friends.
That's true.
Alright, well, that concludes our Berkeley High School Soccer podcast. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Tweet me at Eli3K, and we'll see you next time.
We won't see you next
Peace.
time.
Thank you, sir.
How long was that?
That was like
19 minutes.